performance shots with the springboard gimmick. And now I want to show you guys quickly what the springboard gimmick is exactly. And here it is right here. It is a joker, and it's actually made out of two jokers. We have the guaranteed joker and your regular joker. And in between, we have a piece of special rubber thread, elastic. It's kind of like, it's not an elastic rubber band material, but it's actually like sort of a special rubber that has a little bit of sticky to it, and it just allows for the perfect handling with cards. And it goes basically straight across between the jokers. And you have a piece of tape that hinges these guys together. And this allows you to load cards into the gimmick and just as easily shoot them out of the gimmick. And you can shoot them really fast or really slow. But right now what I want to do is show you guys all of the materials that we need, and then we're going to get into how to put it all together. Welcome to the material section. First thing you're very simple, you probably already have them at home. Scissors, just some plain old scissors. They don't even have to be any length or super sharp or anything like that. We're also to the making the gaff section of the DVD. First thing you're going to need is the stretch elastic, and we're going to take this apart and show you exactly how to do this here. What we need to do with the scissors first is just cut a little bit of the fabric away, and we'll go for the rubber piece on the end. That's all you need to do, just a tiny little cut, and just pull some of this cloth out. And what you'll get is this rubber material. And this is very stretchy. It's also very durable material. And you can see I've already pulled about a half an inch out. And what you want to do is actually work this thread out so that you can pull as much of this rubber out as possible. And some pieces are easier than others, but my suggestion is just to give it a good stretch and then just give it another pull here. And you're just kind of working out all this rubber thread. Okay, so this is what you end up with, is a piece of rubber pulled out of the thread, the elastic thread, and there's still probably about 5 pieces in here, and then you can actually go from the other end and get some more out. This is all you'll ever need though, just this much. So this is the fresh deck of cards, and we're going to use our 2 jokers, and we're going to make the gimmick out of the jokers. And this is cool because if you ever need to get rid of the gimmick, you can just get rid of your jokers and then move on with your favorite card effect. So we're going to need the tape now. Okay, we got our double stick tape, and we got our multitask gloss finish tape, or like an invisible tape, just a nice thick tape. So first thing you want to do is you want to tape the 2 jokers together, and the gimmick is going to fold right at the bottom end here. So you want to put this guy down, keep it square, and you're going to use a piece of double stick tape. It's going to go right across. And this would be, let's say this is the left side. Okay, you want to put a strip across the left side, about an inch or so across. And then you want to take your invisible tape, a bigger piece, and cover that double stick tape right there. Okay, so now we have a nice hinge here, and it stays together very well because the double stick tape combined with the invisible tape. And you can experiment with this. This is the way I like to make it. I'll show you why, but I've also made it so that the tape goes all the way across the bottom. So it depends on how you're using it. We're going to take a piece of double stick tape, just about an inch or so. And we're going to take the rubber, we're just going to put about halfway across on the double stick tape, and then we're going to wrap the rubber around the back side of the double stick tape, give it another little squeeze so it just kind of stays there for a second, and this is going to get put onto the card. And let's experiment with this spot right here. Okay, it's different every time because it depends on the length of the rubber that you're using and just the position on the card. And then we're going to use some invisible tape. The invisible tape goes right on top of the edge of the double stick tape, and it seals everything in. So now it's totally in there. You can even scratch the tape a little bit, so it's just really never going to come apart. At the same time, you can easily now peel this off and move it to a different position. And we're going to do the same thing to this side. This is the springboard gimmick. We have just put this together. Very simply, we have a piece of rubber elastic that is wrapped around the double stick tape once, and then it comes out of the top, and you put a piece of invisible tape over that. And it's the same thing on this side. It's wrapped around once, and it goes over, and it connects together, and you have a hinge on the bottom. So the 2 jokers, they stay together. And at the same time, you can put a card inside of here, and it'll act as a springboard and actually shoot the card back out, just like this. springboard gimmick ready to go, and we need a extra joker here. In this case, we need a guaranteed joker to go along with the front of the springboard gimmick, so it looks like we got our 2 jokers in the deck. And then we need 2 cards, like good contrast. So in this case, they could pick the 9 of hearts. I would have the king preset, and it would be inside of the springboard gimmick here. So it's inside the springboard gimmick. The 9 of hearts is between the joker and the springboard gimmick. And when you put the springboard gimmick on top and let it go, I'll show you slowly, the king comes out and it takes the 9 of hearts place. And it happens in a quick instance. I'll show you right on the top of the deck here how this works. You have the joker, and then you have whatever card that we're going to be changing. And inside of our springboard gimmick, which is right here, we are loading, in this case, the king of clubs onto that elastic, and you push it down so it's square. And the 9 of hearts is going to go right on top of our regular joker that we have here. So the 9 of hearts goes on top, the springboard gimmick goes on top of the 9 of hearts, and you let the king of clubs slide out of the springboard gimmick, replacing the 9 of hearts. And then you can take these jokers, looks like you're taking the 2 jokers, because you can just spread the springboard gimmick, and you wrist kill that 9 of hearts that's there. And they can take the card out that's changed. Okay, let me show you guys in real time how the color change looks. I'll kind of walk you through the setup as well. So we're going to take the king, we're going to slide it into our springboard gimmick, like so. Then we can take the 9 of hearts, for instance, and in between, they change into the king of clubs. These are the haunted effects that you can perform with your springboard gimmick. For instance, I have the springboard gimmick set up. It's just ready to go. It's on the bottom of the deck. And they pick a card, and in this case, the 6 of spades. And as they're looking at their card, you're going to cut the deck in your hand, or you can pass it, whatever your favorite method is, but you want to get a break in between the springboard gimmick. Okay, so as they're, and it's very simple because you're just cutting it to your pinky, and then you just kind of readjust one card down, and with the way you've set the tape up on the bottom, it's easy to open up a pinky break on the springboard gimmick. And now their card is taken back. It's okay if you see it, it doesn't matter because it gets lost into the deck. And right there I've pushed their card into the springboard gimmick. And I like to just turn the deck a couple of times, and then I put the deck down on the table, and the magical waving, and you can see one card slowly moves out of the deck as if by magic. And this card you can have move as slow as you'd like, as fast as you'd like. It just depends on which position it is in the deck. In this case, the card starts to move out on its own, and at any time you want, you or the spectator could grab that card and take a look at it, and it's their card. With this rubber material, it's got a little bit of a grip to it, and with the wax coating on the card, they just act really well together. And when this card is pushed into the springboard gimmick, and mind you, this would be somewhere in the deck. It's going to shoot out really fast, but inside the deck with some weight on top of it, let's say about this far down, the card moves very slowly because the cards are kind of keeping that rubber from just shooting the card straight out. Now if you use less cards, like say you put it about a little bit above halfway the deck, you see how it moves out nice and quick. And the higher you go up also depends on how you have put together the springboard gimmick. If you have the two tape pieces higher up on the card, there's more space for the card to stretch, so the card's going to end up coming out a lot further than if the tape was sort of like here or in the middle. And in this case, it would get to about that point. And then of course the spectator can take this card, no problem. You're not going to flash any gimmicks, nothing to see. And that is the haunted effect with springboard. This is how you do the haunted deck, where you spread the deck out on the table and a card slides out. What we need here to set up is the springboard gimmick. Okay, and you want that on the bottom of the deck. And any card is selected. And in this case, we've got the 2 of spades. And as they're looking at their card, you are going to break the deck, and you want to break about, it depends on the springboard gimmick. In this case, I want a little bit, about a third of the deck break, okay? And I'm just going to kind of casually do that. And I keep a break underneath the springboard gimmick, okay? And now, right before I get ready to take their card back, you want to count 1 card so that now your break is in between the springboard gimmick, okay? And that makes it super easy to take their card, and there's literally like a huge gap here if you let the deck open for just a second, and you can put their card right in, close it back up, push it in, and it is officially ready to go and shoot out of the springboard gimmick. When you spread the deck out on the table, you want to maintain pressure on all of these cards here, and the springboard gimmick will start to slowly let the card out as you're lifting your fingers. And the faster I lift them, the faster the card slides out of the deck. And milk it, okay? And it's all the way out now. You want to keep that pressure, and you actually want to take their card out, or they can take it out and reveal it. And by keeping the pressure, you're holding the springboard gimmick in place so it doesn't slide out. And now you're free to square up the deck and easily cut to the springboard gimmick, and later discard the jokers if you're going to do a different effect. Alright, this is how you shoot a card out of the deck using the springboard gimmick. The springboard gimmick goes on the top of the deck, and it's going to be open facing up or towards them. The card that they selected, or just the card that you want to shoot up into the air and catch, goes into the springboard gimmick. And now, in the back of the deck, you have your thumb, and it's just going to kind of stay up here in the corner. Nice, relaxed dealer's grip. And as you let go, the card is going to shoot out. And I'll show you at speed, catching the card, what it looks like here. And you catch the card, and you can kind of go as fast as you want, as high as you want, all with practice. It's very simple. thank you guys so much for purchasing the Springboard DVD. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you make many, many Springboard gimmicks and perform all the effects you learned here. And I hope you guys create more new crazy ideas, and contact me if you have any questions ever. I'd love to hear from you, hear your new ideas, and help you with anything that you need. And there's also a lot of different effects that are similar to Springboard, maybe work differently, maybe achieve slightly different types of effects. For instance, Static by David Jade, and that's available on Dan and Dave's website, dananddave.com. Very cool effect. It's very different in what Springboard can achieve, and it also works very differently. Another one would be Henry Evans' Rising Card. Also works very differently and achieves a different effect. And by combining these, you could create a really cool routine. So I definitely encourage you guys to do that. And check out my website, brand new website. Got a blog up. I have the links to my Twitter, my Facebook, MySpace. The list goes on and on. So I'd love to see you guys there. You can shoot me an email. You can call me on Google Voice. You can see all my demo videos. So a lot of stuff to do there, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you so much.